We took a look back in the past 2 years, 53% of every candidate that we placed in a job was remote. And by and large, all of those were with insurance agencies, just a few companies. So I think that's very telling what's happening right now in the market as far as what agencies are doing to try to find and attract talent.
A lot of times now what we see some of the biggest benefits of going remote are that you can really get kind of top level experience. You can find somebody who has a lot of time working within a certain vertical or industry, or who maybe has unique marketing relationships, but you can't always find that within 20-minute drive of the office.
You can tap into a more specialized skill set because you're not so focused then on just who exists in your local market, trained by your local competitors. The second thing is that you can be a little bit more flexible on the demands with work scheduling, traveling. You can find candidates more quickly. Honestly, that is the biggest benefit to going remote, is not only access to more candidates, you're fishing in more ponds, but then you're finding a lot more fish to get more quickly.
You do have some cost to that. Managing remote workers is a little bit different than managing people in the office. Some organizations are really set up with the right people and infrastructure to do that. So I think there's not really a cut and dry, these roles are remote, these roles are never remote kind of thing. It's more situational, kind of based on your needs, but also based on your comfort level. I think the biggest caution I would give to any organization is to not hire somebody remote because you feel like maybe you have to. It should be something where you see the benefits, you feel like those maybe outweigh whatever the potential costs or obstacles might be, and you feel like it's the right decision for your organization at that time.
The key in all of this is simply communication. And I know it seems simple, but really determining internally first how you're going to be working through these issues, and then externally. As you bring people on board, be very fair to them what it's going to look like, how you've approached it in the past, and most of all, have flexibility. What works for one employee may not work for all, and you might be able to adjust some things on the fly and really then have a broader base. Maybe you'll draw from a radius that's a little bit further away because you have some of that flexibility. That's going to be the key to having long-term success with remote employees.
So if you're thinking about it going, remote doesn't have to be one of those things where we're in Boston and we're going to hire somebody in San Francisco. You don't have to be that dramatic. Basically what I want you to do is say, okay, what is a reasonable distance that we feel comfortable with based on several factors? 1 can be cultural, 2 can be connections, 3 can just be distance to the office. Oftentimes when I write a job with clients, I'll say, hey, I want you to think city center is perfect, and then just work out from there, and then go by city, state, zip, or region. And then in the body of that message, you can often tell the candidate, hey, we will expect some travel coming into the office for client or team meetings, and you can set that once a quarter, once a year, or as many as 6 to 10 times a year I've seen.